All right, all right, all right. Welcome in, everyone. Welcome in. I am glad to be here, glad to have my crowd that is here live and that is watching the recording of this. Tonight, we're not just talking about reviews, we're actually building the system that gets them, that filters them, that responds to them, and tracks them automatically. So by the time that we're done tonight, this thing will be live in your business, right? So let's get into it. So, how many of you have lost a customer to a competitor with more Google reviews? Raise your hand in the chat. Let me see you in the chats. So, you do better work than your competitor. You know it, they know it, your customers know it, but they went with the business with 200 reviews instead of your 12. And that's the game we're fixing tonight. 93% of buyers read reviews before purchasing. 88% of them trust them as much as a personal referral. So this really isn't optional anymore. It's part of your infrastructure. So here's what we're going to build tonight. 5 steps. You're already doing great work, right? Well, we want to trigger the request. We want to filter the response, and then we want to auto respond and then repeat at scale. So every single piece of this will be live or ready to deploy in your leverage and grow account before we wrap up. So we've got 3 sections. Let's start with section 1, getting reviews. So um, Section 1 is all about the ask. Most businesses either never ask or ask the wrong way at the wrong time. So we're going to fix that with 4 methods: automated workflows, review filtering, reactivation campaigns, and in-person collection. So let's start with the automated workflows. So here's the workflow. I hope you can see that clear on your screen. So let's just say a customer booked an appointment and they showed up. The trigger fires inside of Leverage and Grow. So you send reminders before the appointment like normal, but once the job is complete, you wait 2 hours, then send an SMS that goes out automatically asking for a review. But here's caveat with an image, right? Because that image piece matters. It significantly boosts the response rate. So two key rules. If they don't click after 3 days, the system retries automatically. And then you want to put a cap on that, like no more than 2 retries. And if the appointment gets canceled beforehand, the system removes them from the review workflow. So you won't have any awkward ask pretty much ever. So let's take a look at what that looks like inside of the system. So this is what it would look like if we were to set up the automation for a tag to be the trigger for the SMS review to go out. And so we have the contact tag here added as a trigger. We have the wait 2 hours, and then we want to send the SMS review type. So we have that. And then you can also add another wait block for an SMS or for an email review to be sent out 60 minutes after the SMS review is sent out. That's one workflow. And then if they cancel the appointment ahead of time, meaning that like there was no service that was rendered, then you definitely don't want to send a review if they didn't get a service. So if the appointment is canceled, then this trigger happens. They're removed from that workflow. Um, let's see, remove from all workflows except for this current workflow. So you want to save that, and then that takes care of the workflow that pulls them out of that reputation management workflow of them getting the review. So, and then finally, if they do get the service and we want to continue to send them we could either do the automation inside of the workflow, or we can set it up here to where when we send this SMS out, they get it 2 hours after the service is rendered, and it'll repeat 3 days. It will repeat every 3 days, and the maximum retry is 2 times. And so you can customize this message as well. So remember, we want to add that image inside of there. And then here's the text that will go out for that particular customer. So that's kind of what it looks like inside of the system. All right, so moving on. So this is usually the slide that makes people stop scrolling, right? So we're going to filter reviews before they go public. So here's how it works. Let's just say a customer gets a star survey via SMS. I just showed you how to set that up via the automations, right? Well, if they rate 1 to 3 stars, they go to a private feedback form, meaning that they don't actually leave that review on your Google business profile because that'll kind of mess up your reputation, right? That stays between you and them, and you get to fix it internally. But if they rate 4 or 5 stars, they get redirected straight to your Google review link, and that goes public and builds your reputation. But so on a legal note, you want to make sure that you add a small linked text at the bottom of your survey that says, check out our Google profile. So this way you'll stay compliant with Google's terms of service. So what does this look like? All right. So inside of Leverage and Grow, we set up a survey that has conditional logic tied into it. So how many stars would you rate our services? Let's say they get this via email, via SMS, whichever way you want to deliver it to them, they get this survey, right? And so you can set up this survey by doing a radio select and then just adding in the star emojis for the level of service. So you can also like type in 5 stars or whatever you want, so that it's just very transparent, whatever you want, right? And so the cool thing about this is that when you hit this little gear icon, you can do conditional logic, meaning that if they select 3 or lower stars, you can send them to one form or you can send them somewhere. And if they select the other two, you can send them somewhere else. So we're going to open up conditional logic. And to set this up, I selected redirect to URL, and then you hit select field, and then it's equal to, and then it gives you these options to select, right? And so you do all of these for the ones you want them to lead to. And so in the end, it'll end up looking like this. If they select 1 to 3 stars, they go to this URL, which is a form for feedback, right? And if they select 4 or 5 stars, they go right to your Google review page. So super cool when they submit. And then also here's that highlighted text right there that takes them right to the Google review page so that you're compliant with Google's terms of service. So that is pretty much what it would look like if you were to set up the survey to get more 4 and 5 star reviews. And then anything less than 4 stars, you can set up a form to get feedback on what you can improve before they go leave a bad review on your Google business profile. So super cool how we can kind of set ourselves up for success. All right. So now let's talk about reactivation campaigns and how to collect in person. So first, let's address your past customers that are already sitting in your CRM right now. So you want to import their CSV file into Leverage and Grow Contacts and then tag them as Google review requests. The workflow fires an incentive SMS to everyone at once. We're talking about thousands of messages going out in seconds, right? And then the second method is in person. So let's just say you generate your QR code inside of Leverage and Grow, and you're using the QR feature, right? Um, your field workers save it to their phone, or you can print it out for a desk stand. And the pitch is pretty simple. You can have your team members say something like, "Hey, do you mind scanning this really quick while I've got you here for a gift card? We're trying to grow our business." So it works every time because it's hard for people to say no to someone standing in front of them, right? So what does this look like? So let's just say I've uploaded all my contacts into my CRM inside of Leverage and Grow, and I wanted to pretty much send this out to everyone that I want to send this SMS review to, or that survey that we just set up to get more 4 and 5 star reviews. So I selected all my contacts. I got 907 contacts selected. What I did not show you is that we want to go ahead and set up this workflow so that when we give them this particular tag, and we can set this up however we want, but I named this tag Google Review Act Reactivation. When we set up this particular workflow and we give them that tag, it automatically sends them this SMS. So it says, we're offering a $20 gift card for your next service. Complete our quick survey to claim your reward. Your feedback is important to us. And in this link is a link to that survey. And then I have, thank you, best small biz book club, right? That's us. So you want to go ahead and select all your contacts and then select trigger automation and then name the automation, whatever you want to name it, reactivation campaign, and then select the workflow that you want to send it to. So that particular campaign is called reactivation. No, it's not. What is it called? It's called Google review. Oh, it's not live. It's not published, so I won't be able to find it. But I will basically search this and then add all of these contacts to that workflow, and then it'll send out, over 900 text messages to everyone asking for a review. So super, super leveraged action that has a huge return for a 10-minute setup, right? And then the second method is in person. So let's just say you have your team members and you want to go ahead and have them start getting more reviews, but you don't want the negative reviews, right? You pretty much set up your QR code here. You can select create a QR code and then just go through the prompts. And then when you go to link the URL, you can link it to that particular survey that we set up that ranks them 1 star, 2 star, 3 star, 4 star, 5 star. And with the conditional logic, if they select 4 or 5 star, then they go to your Google business profile. So super cool. You have that set up right inside of here, just following the steps in this workshop. Any questions on that while we move along? So you got the reactivation campaign, and then you have in-person collection. So you're getting reviews now, but are you responding to them? So AI is going to handle that for you without sounding like a robot. So two parts, autoresponders and prompt engineering. And then we want to go to settings and then we land right on reviews AI. So then you want to turn on auto responses. So you have suggestive or off. So you turn on auto responses. And then from here, you wanna this basically is gonna have AI automatically reply to your Google and Facebook reviews. You can toggle which one you want, Google or Facebook or both. And then second, you want to add wait times. You want to set a 2 minute, a 25 minute, or 1 hour delay before AI replies. This allows your interactions to feel more human, right? And then another thing you can do is filter by star rating. So you can set it up to where it only auto responds to 4 and 5 star reviews. And you can pretty much gate it to where AI won't, make those awkward apologies for your 1 star reviews. So you can handle those personally, right? Remember, once this is on though, it runs 24/7. So every new review gets replied to automatically. So we are going to set up two different personas, right? Let's just say we want the AI to sound like you in case you want to totally like delegate it to AI. So we're going to set up two personas. Claire Flair is going to be for positive reviews. She's going to be playful, warm, enthusiastic, and you want to use her on 4 and 5 star Google reviews, right? And then Grace Space is going to be for negative reviews. So she's going to be empathetic, professional, solution focused, and you want to use her on 1 to 3 star Google reviews. And then you have three critical rules. If there's no review text, tell the AI just to respond with a normal thank you. Um, Otherwise, you get like weird jokes from the AI. Like, don't ask me, everything's not perfect yet. And then for negative reviews, the AI should say, if there's anything we can do to earn a 5 star review, please reach out. And you want to make sure that it never offers discounts or free items. So you can also add variance instructions to your prompts so responses don't sound like copied and pasted, right? So what does that look like? So when you're here inside of the settings of reputation management, you select create agent And I already have the 2 agents created, but this is how it kinda looks. You can select clear flare, and then you can select gray space. So let's just say we select clear flare. You can name them whatever you want. We're just using those for now, but you can give it custom instructions. So I recommend using ChatGPT or Claude to help you give the agent instructions on how you want it to sound like you, right? And then you can select the tone of the agent. So you can select professional. We said for Claire Flair, she's going to be playful, warm. So let's just see, friendly, playful. You can only select two. So playful and maybe um, friendly, right? And then from here, you can select which review source you want her to respond on. So I have it selected as all, and then she only responds. Remember, we want a certain persona for good reviews, and then a certain persona for negative reviews. So she's going to respond on 4 stars or above, and then I'm going to save that. And then we want to do the same thing for negative reviews. So if we have negative reviews, we can name that persona, that agent, gray space, or whatever you want to name them. We want them to be empathetic and solution oriented. And then anytime we get a 3 star or below review, this is when we get this agent being activated. So we want to save that. And now we have that set up for every review from here on out to be handled by our review AI agents. Any questions on that? All right. So let's just say, what if you have 200 unanswered reviews sitting in your Google business account, like right now? So we can start clearing that backlog like tonight. So the system can process 5 to 10 reviews per day that have been backlogged. So this way it looks 100% natural to Google and can be activated with one click. So here's pretty much why this pace matters. So inside of Leverage and Grow, first you want to go to reputation settings, and then we'll kind of handle like how to get there. But the system starts processing your backlog automatically with 5 to 10 reviews per day. And this throttle is important because it looks completely natural to Google's algorithm. So if you were to try to dump 500 replies at once inside of Google, they would flag your account as spam. And drip mode allows you to basically safely get the SEO boost without running your account as a risk. Um, so let me show you what that looks like. All right, so let's just say we already have our AI agent set up for reviews, and we wanted to enable drip mode. So we're inside of reputation settings. Then we go to create new campaign, and then from here we can name this campaign like um, whatever backlog. So you want to set the frequency to daily, and then only reply to reviews older than, let's just say, 7 days, or you can even do like even shorter timeline if you have if you're just starting this today. So I would do like 7 days, and then it will only allow you to reply to up to 10 replies per day because the system doesn't want you to be marked as spam. So you can send replies between certain times, and then from there you can select which agent will be doing the replies. So then from there you create the drip campaign. So super easy. Um, the bonus of this is responding to reviews actually improves your Google ranking. Like, as simple as it is, like this will move you up anytime someone searches like your particular niche inside of Google Maps or anything involved with Google. So clearing this backlog isn't just cleanup, it's pretty much a structured ranking move. So let's wrap it on up. Before you close out here tonight, here are your 5 steps. The first step is to build your review request automation, your appointment trigger or tag trigger. And then secondly, you want to set up review filters with a survey that have conditional logic embedded right inside of it, right? And then 3, turn on your AI autoresponders. Set the wait times. You don't want to be too robotic. You don't want it to be too fast. It doesn't feel real. And then you filter by rating and then add your brand voice prompts. And then step 4 is to generate and deploy your QR code. Save it to your phone or print it out for your team. And then 5, you wanna run a reactivation campaign, import your past client list or your past customer list, and then create that incentive. Maybe you offer them a gift card, maybe you offer some type of, incentive for them to give you, feedback. You wanna bulk tag those contacts and then blast that out to everyone, either email or SMS. And then any one of these 5 steps running in your business will get you more reviews than you're currently getting right now. But if you had all 5 running together, that's pretty much a reputation machine, right? So, most businesses wait for reviews to happen. They hope their finger like, they hope that it happens, right? Like, "Please leave us a review." But there's no system behind it. So after tonight, your team, your system asks for them, it filters them, and it responds to them, and it tracks them automatically, right? And that's the difference between hoping and building. Like, you can pretty much set the circumstances for certain things to happen inside of your business with these systems. If you want to follow this workshop and build right along this video, maybe you didn't get a chance to build with us in real time tonight and you're watching the recording, you want to text systems to 713-576 5192, or go to smallbizbook.club.com systems to get the link to build this out yourself in your own leverage and grow account. Or if you want this entire system built out for you, you pretty much give it to us for us to do it. You want to text Google to 713-576-5192, or go to Small Biz Book Club, smallbizbook.club, and then click services. So I'll show you what that looks like. So let's just say you go to smallbizbook.club. You will land on this screen. This is the home page for the smallbizbook.club. And then you want to click on services. Well, let's just say you wanted to build this out yourself. You want to click software, and then you want to scroll down and pick the plan. So in order to have the automations and everything working for you, you want to go with the starter plan. And so you just click starter and then go ahead and get your account activated. But let's say you want us to do it for you. You still need the starter plan, but you're going to go to services, and then you're going to go to small business services. And then this is considered getting you more leads, like setting you up to get more leads. So this will be in our get found and get leads collection. So you click that. And then this package is the Google Business Optimization package. So you click this, add to cart, and then you keep going. And then once you finish that process, someone from our team will reach out to you to get all the details so that we can complete this reputation system out for you. So we build this reputation engine for you. You just run your business while continuing to do quality work. And that pretty much concludes our workshop for the night, my beautiful people. If there are any questions, please feel free to email me at sean@smallbizbook.club. So have a beautiful evening, my beautiful people. We were in here 30 minutes. We got extreme leverage on this system. This is what I want to do every Tuesday. So for those of you that showed up live, thank you for blessing me with your presence. And for those of you watching the recording, same thing. Thank you for taking the time to get this information and just let me know how we can help you. All right. Have a good one.